welcome back to my channel. So in this video we will be solving FSI and scale problems. Okay, so before starting, let's clear the concepts. So there are two types of scale. First is linear scale and second one is area scale. Okay, so consider an example for linear scale. On site the measurement is 165 meter. So if I am drawing this line on paper, so for how much centimeter the line should be on paper? Okay, if the scale is 1:1000, so for converting it 165 meter, okay, we have to draw this in centimeter on paper. Okay, so let's consider x is equal to, it's for 1000, right? 1:1000. So 165 meter is nothing but this much centimeter divided by 1000, right? So I have to draw 16.5 centimeter line on paper, so that in 1:1000 scale it represents 165 meter on site. Okay, so what you have to do is dimension on site, that is length on site divided by length on paper, okay, will give you the scale. Make sure while dividing the units should be same. Okay, so for linear scale the formula is length on site divided by length on paper will give you the same. While dividing the unit should be same. Okay, so that's how you find scale for linear quantities. Now taking area into consideration, see, this is a site which is 10 meter length by 5 meter breadth. Okay, and in 1:1000 scale what will be the length? So the length will be 10 meter, that is 1000 centimeter divided by 1000. Okay, so length on paper will be 1 centimeter, right? Similarly, so for 5 meter it's 500 centimeter divided by 1000 for this scale 1:1000, which will give me 0.5 centimeter. Okay, so this is how we get 1 centimeter by 0.5 centimeter. See, now we knew these dimensions 1 centimeter and 0.5 centimeter because we knew the scale. Okay, so what if we are given this area and scale is not given? So how to find the scale? Okay, so for finding scale, consider this area as 50 meter square. Okay, 10 by the 50, and this area is 0.5 centimeter square, right? So for finding out scale, all you have to do this area of site, okay, divided by area on paper. Okay, you have to take square root of it. You have taking square root of it because it is an area scale. Okay, so for area scale you have to take square root. So 50 meter square divided by 0.5 centimeter square is 0.5 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter square. Okay, taking square root. So 10 raised to minus 4, as it goes up it becomes 10 raised to 4, and 0.50 divided by 0.5 is 100. So 100 into 10 raised to 4 का square root. So this becomes 10 raised to 6, and 10 raised to 6 का square root is 10 raised to 3, that is 1000. Okay, so that's how you can find out the scale. All you have to do this area of site divided by area on paper. Okay, taking square root of these two. Make sure the units are same while dividing. Okay, now for, as I told you that while converting from centimeter square to meter square, you have to do 10 raised to minus 4. That's because 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. Similarly, I write it again, centimeter. Now you multiply the left hand side, that is 1 meter square, and this becomes 10 raised to 4 centimeter square. Okay, so now 10 raised to 4 goes here, So 10 raised to minus 4 meter square is equal to 1 centimeter square. So if you have to convert centimeter square to meter square, you have to multiply with 10 raised to minus 4. Okay. So similarly, you can do it for mm square till meter square. So you have to multiply by 10 raised to minus 6 if you are going this way, and if you are going vice versa, you have to do 10 raised to 6, right? So only the values will change. Okay. So this was about linear scale and area scale. Let's move further. Now, as an architecture student, you might definitely know about FAR, FSI. So FSI is the maximum area that can be constructed on a plot of a land. Okay. FSI is given by total built up area divided by site area. So total built up area is equal to FAR into site area. Cross multiplying this, you get this formula. Okay. So also, if the built up area is same on all the floors, like for black, orange, blue and green, if all these floor areas are equal, and black is the ground coverage, right? So ground coverage into number of floors will give me total built up area. Okay. And there are three types of areas that you should know. First is the carpet area. Carpet is the living area which is accessible. Okay, that's without including walls. You need not include walls for carpet area. Okay, only the interior area is carpet area, and the built up area is carpet area plus wall area. So all this entire area is known as built up area, while super built up area accounts for addition of common area with built up area. So built up area plus common area like lift, lobby, staircase, these all are included in common areas. So built up area will common area will give me super built up area, right? So three types of area are carpet area, built up area and super built up area, right? And note down these formulas. FAR is equal to total built up divided by site area. So also if all the floor areas are equal, so total built up area will give is equal to ground coverage into number of floors. Okay, so in question they will mention G plus 7, G plus 6. Okay, so this is 7 floors and this is 8 floors. Okay, implied that all floor areas are uniform. Okay, only if all floor areas have same area. Consider all floor areas have same area unless it is mentioned in the question. So if it is not mentioned in the question, then you can assume that all the floor areas are equal. Okay, unless until it is mentioned, you need not change it. Okay, so in the first equation we got total built up area is FAR into site area, and in this equation we got total built up area is equal to ground coverage into number of floors. So equating these two equations, we get FAR into site area is equal to ground coverage into number of floors. Okay, so writing all the formulas, FSI is equal to total built up divided by site. This is the first one. Okay, so total built up will be FAR into site, right? And total built up is equal to ground coverage into number of floors. Since left hand side is equal, FAR into site is equal to ground coverage into number of floors. Applied that, all the floors have same area. Okay, so these are the formulas that you will require for solving the problems. Let's carry on with problems. So starting with 2020, there was a question for 2 mark. A developer would like to select a residential plot of 3000 meter square for group housing in a city. Different options with varying development controls are given. In every group housing plot, 15% of the FAR over above the maximum permissible FAR has to be utilized for EWS. Okay, the maximum built up area in square meter available for the options given below. So all these are options, 1, 2, 3, 4 are options given with different development controls. Okay, so the plot area is 3000 meters square and different FAR is given along with ground coverage. Okay, so 15% above FAR. Okay, 15% plus FAR, which will be maximum FAR, will be used for EWS. So this equation will be used for economically weaker section. Okay, so let's consider the options. In ground coverage, in first option, ground coverage is 30%, FAR is 1.5. Okay, see now number of floors they have not mentioned. Okay, so you need not take ground coverage into the equation. Okay, it's just to confuse you. So FAR, you know that it's total built up divided by site. Okay, so total built up is FAR into site. So 1.5 into 3000, that's 4500 meters square. Similarly, 3000 into 2 will give me 6000 meters square. Same as for this, 3000 plot area into FAR 2 will give me 6000 meters square. And for option 3, it's 3000 into FAR is 3, that is 9000 meters square. Okay, see, so the maximum area that can be built up is 9000 meters square. Okay, so but what they have asked, they said that 15% of FAR above maximum permissible will be used for EWS. See, this 9000 meters square is the maximum permissible area available. Okay, so 15% of 9000 will be used for EWS section. So that will be 9000 plus 15% of 9000. Okay, this is for EWS. Okay, so this is the total maximum area which is available for built up. Okay, so 15% of 9000, that's 1350 plus 9000 will give me 10,350 meters square. Okay, so it's another simple question. So in this question they have mentioned ground coverage just to confuse you. Since there is no equation involving number of floors, there is no use of this. Okay, or any other conditions, there is no use of this. Okay, so you need to just understand the question better. And continuing further, a site map. In a site map, a rectangular plot measures 150 mm into 40 mm and the width of the front road in map measures 16 mm. Actual width of the road is 4 meter. If the permissible FAR is 1.2, then maximum built up area for residential building will be. See, so now here we have two conditions. In map they have given as 150 mm by 40 mm. Okay, so consider this as 150 mm and this one as 40 mm. Okay, we have a road in front of the site. Okay, that's 16 mm, but actual road width is 4 meter in reality. On site it is 4 meter. Okay, and permissible FAR is given as 1.2. Okay, so first, in order to find the total built up area, we need to calculate the actual site dimension. Okay, so for calculating actual site dimension, we need to find the scale of this drawing. So they have mentioned as 4 meter is the original width of the road and 16 mm is mentioned in the map. Okay, so dividing this will give me scale. 4 meter is 4000 mm divided by 16 mm. So 4000 divided by 16 is 250. Okay, so 1:250 is the scale of the drawing. Okay, so now since 1:250 is the scale of the drawing, the length will be, the length of the site will be 150 mm into 250. Okay, so 250 into 150 gives me 37,500 mm. Remember, it's mm. Okay. Now in meter will be 37.5 meter. Similarly, for the breadth, it's 40 mm into 250. Okay. 25 fours are 100. Add 2 zeros, it's 10,000 mm, and in meter it is 10 meter. So the actual side dimensions are 37.5 in length and 10 in breadth. Okay. So the plot area is 375 meter square, 37.5 into 10. Now FAR is 1.2, then maximum built up area will be. So maximum built up area will be FAR into plot size. Okay. So 375 into 1.2 will give me 450 meter square. Okay. So this question was asked in 2019. It's only if you can picturize this question while from drawing diagrams and all, so you can solve this easily. Okay. So let's continue further. Two design options. This is from 2018. Two design options of a business building on a 10 hectare site are being compared for built up area. Okay. So there are two options, option A and option B. Site area is 10 hectare, that is 10,000 meter square. Okay. Are being compared for built up area. Floor to floor height is 3.6 meter in case 1 and 4.5 meter in case 2. If the maximum allowed area is 45 meter, so 45 meter is the total available height of the building, and ground coverage is same for both the options. Okay, so now additional built up area achievable in option A over option B is dash percentage. Okay, so now in this question they have asked, they have given two design options, that is option A and option B. In option A, the floor to floor height is 3.6 meter. Okay, and in option B it is 4.5 meter. Okay, and the plot area is 10 hectare. Sorry, one more zero will come. So 1 hectare is equal to 10,000 meter square. Okay, so 10 hectare will be 1 lakh meter square, right? So floor maximum height of the building is 45 meter. In A, floor to floor height is 3.6 meter. In B it is 4.5 meter. Okay, ground coverage is same in both the cases. So in additional built up area which will be available in option A over option B is, okay, let's write it clearly. A, B, floor to floor height is 3.6, 4.5, maximum height given is 45, ground coverage is same in both the cases. So first we have to calculate number of floors. So for number of floors we will divide the total building height divided by floor to floor height. So 45 divided by 3.6, it gives me 12.5. See, floor cannot be 12.5, so we should consider it as 12. So A option has 12 floors, and for B option it is 45 divided by 4.5, which will give me 10 floors. Okay, so in A option we have 12 floors and in B option we have 10 floors. Now they have said that the ground coverage is same for both the options, which means you can assume that factor. Let's assume ground coverage is equal to 100 meter square. Okay, so now this total built up area will be 100 into 12, that is 1200 meter square, and this will be 1000 meter square. Okay, so now additional built up is 200 meter square. What they have asked is the additional built up area achievable in option A over option B in percent. So they have asked the amount in percent. So 200 meter square is achievable additionally, which is 1200 minus 1000, which will give me 200 additional built up area. Okay, over option B is 1000. They have asked in percentage, so you have to multiply by 100. Okay, so 200 divided by 10, it's 20%, right? So this was another question from 18. So they are mentioned two options. We have to find the number of floors. Since ground coverage is same for both the options, we can assume a common value. Okay, then achievable in option A or option B in percentage they have asked us. So it is 20% additional area, which is in option A, right? So carrying on further, a proposed housing will have HIG, MIG, LIG units on a site measuring 60,750 square meter, right? The buildable area of each category of units with respect to total buildable area will be 30, 50 and 20% respectively. So the maximum allowable FAR is 2.5, ground coverage is 45% and height is 15 meter. So the maximum buildable area in square meter for HIG units. So they are asking for HIG units, considering floor to floor height of 3 meter for all categories will be. Okay. So now they have mentioned HIG, MIG, LIG units. Okay. Site area is 60,750 meter square, right? So buildable area will be 30% for HIG, 50% for MIG, 20% for LIG. Okay, FAR is 2.5, right? And ground coverage is 45%. Total height of the building is 15 meter, and we have floor to floor height of 3 meter. Okay. So now, since floor to floor height of 3 meter is given, we can calculate number of floors. So 15 divided by 3 meter, so there will be 5 floors. Okay, and ground coverage is 45% with an FAR of 2.5. So total built up area will be 2.5 into 60,750. That is FAR into site area, which will give me 151,875 meter square, right? Okay, but since we have number of floors also, okay, so the number of floors we got it as 5. Ground coverage we know it is 45% only. Okay, you can construct only 45% of plinth area. So 45% of site area, what will it be? It is 60,750 into 0.45, right? So this answer is 27,337.5 meter square is the ground coverage area. But we have 5 floors. Okay, so into 5 will give me the total built up area, right? Okay, because total built up area is equal to ground coverage into number of floors. So let me delete this. So we got total built up area is equal to ground coverage into number of floors. Okay, so this total area will be 7.5 meter square, right? Now HIG units is 30% of this value. Total build up area for HIG units is 30%. So 687.5 into 0.3, which will give me 41,006.25 meter square. Okay, this is the answer. So now we first got total built up area, that is FAR into site, which is 151,875 5 meter square. Okay, but why we did not take this value but we took this value? Okay, you need to understand that in this question ground coverage is mentioned and there are total number of floors which are available. Okay, so you cannot construct this amount of total built up area, so you have to go with this. Okay, even if the FAR is high, since the building height is limited, okay, it's only up to 5 floors. Okay, so this will be the total built up area and this will be the area which is for HIG. Okay, so carrying on further, I hope you are pausing the video and trying the question prior to the solving of the sum. It will help you further. Okay, so don't just pause the video before each sum and try to solve it yourself. So carrying out with next question, it's in 2016. A 4-story building with equal areas in each floor is to be designed on a plot of FAR 2. If FAR is increased to 2.2, the percentage increase in ground coverage utilizing full area in both the cases. Okay, so now there are two options here also. Okay, in case 1 the FAR is 2, in case 2 the FAR is 2.2. okay, so both is a 4-story building, so both has 4 floors. Okay, since they have not mentioned ground coverage or site area, okay, so you can assume these factors. Okay, so there is no wrong in assuming factors. Okay, unless it is mentioned in the question, you can assume it for your convenience. So I am assuming here a 1000 meter square plot. Okay, so 1000 meter square plot, the total build up will be 1000 into 2, that is 2000 meter square, and in this case it will be 2200 meter square. Okay, so this is fully utilized area, this both, and we have 4 stories. So each story will be 2000 divided by 4, which will be 500 meter square in case 1 and 2200 divided by 4, which will be 550 meter square in case 2. See, now I am getting 50 meter square additional area in option B than in option A. Okay, so what is the percentage increase? So percentage increase is 50, which is increased out of 500. Okay, and for calculating percentage value, multiply by 100. Okay, so it is 10%. So 50 is nothing but 10% of 500, right? So I am getting 10% additional built up area in option B. Okay, so this question is same as that option A and B wala question which we saw earlier. Okay, so most of the questions will be like comparing two options. Okay, so this question is from 2015. Pause this question right now, try to solve by yourself. Okay, a 5-story building is constructed on a plot of 100 meter into 50 meter plot having ground coverage of 60%. This is option 1. Okay, so there are two options. Alternatively, a 4-story building is constructed on the same plot with 50% ground coverage. The ratio of FAR between these two options are. So it's an easy question. So plot area is given as 100 into 50, that is 5000 meter square, right? We have ground coverage as 60%, and in this case we have 50%. It is a 5-story building, it is a 4-story building. Okay, so the ratio of FAR. So we know that total built up area is plot area. So now we have to first calculate the ground coverage. They have given us 60%. Okay, so ground coverage will be 0.6 into 5000, that is 3000 meter square. Okay, and total built up area will be ground coverage into number of floors, that is 5. So 3000 into 5 is 15,000 meters square, and in this case 50% is the ground coverage. So 50% of 5,000 is 2,500. Okay, half of that. So 2,500 into 4 will be 10,000 meters square. Okay. So now FAR, they have asked the ratios of FAR. See, now we have total built up area, we have site area. So FAR is equal to total built up divided by site, that is 15,000 divided by 5,000. So in case 1, FAR is 3, 15,000 divided by 5,000, and in case 2 it is 10,000 divided by 5,000. Total built up area divided by site area. So in case 2 the FAR is 2. So the ratio between FAR is 3 by 2, that is equal to 1.5, right? Okay. So in whatever questions, if they are mentioning ground coverage as a priority, don't fail to use that, okay? Except number of floors is not mentioned. So if ground coverage and number of floors are mentioned, you should go for that only instead of going for FAR. Okay. So now we have another question from 2011. Okay. A building site had a plot of 500 meters square. We have number of floors as 8, G plus 7, that is equal to 8. Maximum ground coverage is 40% and allowable FAR is 2. Okay. Now, if maximum allowable FAR is utilized, then minimum ground coverage will be. So there, if we have using total FAR, so what will be the minimum ground coverage? So we have total built up area is equal to FAR into site. You have to use maximum FAR. So 2 is the maximum FAR and 500 is the plot area, and that is 1000 meters square. Okay, now we have 8 floors, that is G plus 7 is equal to 8. So per floor area will be 1000 divided by 8, that is 125 meters square. Okay, so this is the ground coverage. Okay, since all the floors have uniform area, so ground coverage is 125 meters square. So now they have asked in percentage. Okay, all the values are in percentage. So 125 out of the site area, right? Minimum ground coverage will be taken from site area. Okay, so 125 divided by 500 into 100. So 125 divided by 5 is 25%. Okay, option B is the answer, right? I hope you are getting this part. This part is very important. Okay, if you take 125 divided by 1000, then it is totally wrong. We have consider ground coverage from the site area only. Okay, so it's 125 divided by 500, and to calculate in percentage, multiply by 100, right? So I guess that's all the question regarding FAR and scale from 2020 till 2007. Okay, if I miss some question, please let me know in the comment section. We will solve it in upcoming class. So there is another term which is called aerial scale. Okay, you can read this theory. Aerial scale was important in previous GATE exams, but nowadays in like past 6-7 years they have not asked about aerial scale, so you need not worry. I guess mostly it won't come in the exam, but it is better to be prepared, right? So aerial scale is used for maps where photographs can be taken, and photographs will also have a particular scale. So that scale is known as aerial scale, right? So the scale determines how large an area is covered by a photograph and in what detail. Understanding scale is key to selecting and obtaining appropriate aerial photography for a project. So the aerial scale is given by focal length of the camera divided by flying height above the ground level. See, flying height above the ground level, it's no. Flying height above the plane of which we are taking the photograph of. Now see, if this is the ground level and we are taking a photo of this some object in the ground, okay, some minimal object in the ground. So height from this point, that is height from this up till the plane on which we are taking the photograph of. So this ground will be considered as plane. So that height is the height h. Okay, you better call height h as altitude. Okay, altitude is the height. Okay, so scale is equal to focal length of camera divided by height of the plane of which we are taking photograph of. For example, now if we have a, see, consider this as terrain, okay, and we have sea water here, okay, and there is a shark swimming and we are taking the photograph of the shark, okay. So then what will be the height? So height will be the top of the sea level till this point, okay. So this will be the height and not this. So C will act as the plane now, okay. So scale is equal to focal length of camera divided by height, flying height. So the scale of the photo is equal to the ratio between camera's focal length and plane's altitude above the ground level being photographed. Don't consider it as ground level, okay. Consider it as normal altitude of the plane. Okay, it's wrongly mentioned. I downloaded this image from net. Okay, so please not consider that. Otherwise, even if it is mentioned as C, you will take the height from ground. Okay, so that's wrong. Now going further, flying height above ground level. AGL is equal to mean sea level minus average elevation of the terrain. So now we have a terrain and a sea level. Okay, this is the sea and we are flying up on this point. Okay, so what will be the flying height above ground? That will be total height minus the elevation of this terrain, which will give me this height, right? So it is sea level, this is terrain height, so flying height will be total sea level minus terrain. Okay, that's what is mentioned here, mean sea level minus average elevation of the terrain. Okay, so each camera has its focal length. Shorter focal length means wider, larger ground footprint. Okay, longer the focal length, narrower the focal length, smaller ground value. Since it's wide, it will cover a large footprint. Since it's narrow, it will cover a small footprint. Okay, so now I have couple of questions. This question is from 2007 and this, I guess it's from 2011 or 12. I don't know, please check it out. Okay, let's solve it here only. See, in first question, an aerial photograph is taken from a plane with a camera of focal length 305 mm. The desired scale of the photograph is 1:25,000 and the height of the terrain above mean sea level is 300 meters. Okay, so there is a mean sea level. Okay, height is 300 meters. Okay, I am flying at this point and I am having a focal length of 305 mm. Okay, the flying height of the plane above mean sea level is, so no, the height of the terrain is 300 meter above sea level. Okay, so this height is 300 meter, not this height. Okay, so height of the terrain is 300 mm. Okay, so now the mean sea level will be, we know that aerial scale is equal to focal length upon altitude. So focal length is this one and altitude upon altitude, and we know the scale is given as 1:25,000, right? So 305, let me get a bigger area to solve this. Okay, You are aware of the question, no? Focal length is equal aerial scale is equal to focal length upon altitude. So focal length is 305 mm divided by altitude will give me scale, that is 1:25,000, right? So altitude will be 25,000, okay, divided by 305 mm, right? So 305 mm in meter is 0.305, okay. So no, wait, let me just write this in a proper manner. 1/25,000, that's the scale. So focal length is 305 mm divided by altitude. So altitude is 0.305 meter into 25,000, right? So this value will be 7625, I guess so. Okay, so the total height is 0.305 into 25,000, that's 7625 meter. Okay, that's the height above mean sea level, okay. So you need not consider that 300, okay. And now in second question, if the above photograph is taken by the same focal length of 210 mm, from the same flying height, the scale of the photograph will be. So that's focal length is 210 mm and altitude is taken as the same value, okay. So this should give me scale, okay. This will give me 1:x. So taking reciprocal of this, okay. So 7625 divided by 210 mm, that is 0.210 meter. So that will give me 36,309.52, okay. So the scale is 1:36,309, and in option we have 36,310, okay. So these are the two values, right? And we'll solve the next question also. An aircraft flying at an altitude of 5,000 meter above mean sea level takes aerial photograph of the terrain, okay, having an average elevation of 1,000 meter above the mean sea level. The scale of the photograph is 1:20,000. So the focal length in centimeter is. So now total altitude of mean sea level is, let me just get this. So total altitude of mean sea level is 5,000 meter. Terrain is 1,000 meter above mean sea level. So the height from terrain to this point, okay, this is 5,000, okay, this value is 1,000. So terrain till my point, flying point, will be 4,000, right? Okay. So the scale of the photograph is 1:20,000. Focal length is, so aerial scale is equal to focal length upon altitude. Focal length upon altitude is 4,000 meter, okay. Though scale of the photograph is 1:20,000, okay. So focal length is equal to 4,000 meter divided by 20,000, but they have asked the focal length value in centimeter, right? So 4,000, two more zeros for converted into centimeter, divided by 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 40 divided by 2, so 20 centimeter is the focal length, right? I hope you are getting this. The area covered on ground in hectare by each format of 18 centimeter into 18 centimeter is. So see, now they have given the scale, okay, and they are asking the photograph area. So 18 centimeter and the scale is 1:20,000. if we have 18 centimeter like this, 18 centimeter, and this is 18 centimeter, scale they have given 1:20,000. So this length will be 18 into 20,000 centimeter, right? So 18 into 20,000 centimeter, they have asked the area in hectares. Okay, so first we need to convert it into meters, meter square, right? So 18 into 20,000, that's 3,60,000. Okay, similarly this length will also be 3,60,000. So the area will be 3,60,000 into 3,60,000, right? So that will give me 1296,000,000. Okay, so this is the answer. Since I'll get this answer in meter square, okay, so dividing this value by hectare value is 10,000 meter square, I will get my value as 1296. Okay, this 1296 will be the total hectare. Okay, try to solve this better. Okay, I have messed it up, I know. It's been a 45-minute lecture. Okay, so guys, please be patient and watch this lecture till the end. Now I'm saying it in the end. Okay, so thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. It's my duty to say it, and it's I hope you guys watch this video and get the better out of it. Okay, so thanks and all the best. Keep preparing. Okay, and take care of yourself. Thanks. Bye.